Hey, so I figured I'd share a couple of Bystial Dragon Link combos that ends on 6 cards in hand by prioritizing hand advantage. One combo will end on Borrelend plus Savage, and the second combo will end on CLIP. I'll explain what makes these boards so strong at the end, but basically end with 6 cards in hand, where normal Dragon Link combos in the past, and even right now, most people are ending on only 2 to 3 cards in hand, with maybe 1 or 2 more disruptions on board that loses out to block cards like Dark Ruler. That being said, I'll get right into it and show the first combo. Keep in mind you'll end with 6 cards in hand, which is insane. We'll end on Borrelend plus Savage. So you'll start with the normal summon Seyfert, and then you Seyfert effect, discard Tracer, search for White Dragon Wyvern Burster. Wyvern Burster, summon itself, banish Tracer. Link Seyfert into Striker Dragon. Activate Striker. Add Boot Sector Launch to hand. Next, you'll link Striker Dragon and White Dragon Wyvern Burster into Dragunity Romulus. Romulus 1, Wyvern Burster 2. I like ordering the chain links this way because in Seyfert based combos, adding Ravine is very strong because it gives you access to Lubellion, whereas adding the Black Dragon will only net you 1 card in case your opponent has an Ash or a Gamma, something like this. Next, you'll normal summon Dragon. You'll activate Dragon Ravine effect, discard Boot Sector Launch. In traditional Dragon Link combos, before the release of Bystials, you would need to hold Boot Sector Launch because Ravine would be sending Absa Router, to add Tracer, then activate Boot, summon Tracer, Tracer pop Boot, this sequence. But after the release of Bystials, anytime you're Seyfert, sending Lubellion off is a prioritize because this next sequence will net, I don't even know, maybe 5 cards, probably more. This is ridiculous. You activate Seyfert effect, add Lubellion. Activate Lubellion effect, add Magnamute. Activate Magnamute effect, banishing Striker Dragon. Next, you'll want to activate Magnamute's on-field effect to search in the end phase. Tribute Magnamute, summon Lubellion. Activate Lubellion's effect. Activate Regain from the field. You can activate Branded Beast, but this card's insane. It'll net you 2 cards on your turn, 2 cards on the opponent's turn, and essentially we're about to use it like Chaos Space right now. A searchable Chaos Space. Next, we'll summon Black Dragon by banishing White Dragon. Regained effect, return White Dragon to the bottom of the deck. Draw 1 random card. Link off Black Dragon into Pisty. Activate Black Dragon's effect. Search for Wyvern Burster. Link Romulus and Lubellion into Triple Burst. Activate Pisty effect to get our Rocket Engine back online. Special summon Rokket Tracer. Activate Rokket Tracer effect, popping Boot or Dragon Ravine. Summon out Rocket Recharger. Next, we'll link off these 3. So Triple Burst, Pisty, and Tracer. For Borrelend, we'll use Borrelend, target Recharger, special summon Tracer, Synchro for 8. Summon Savage, activate Savage effect to equip the Triple Burst. For 3 counters, the Savage is huge. Equipping Triple Burst to Savage is crazy. And then we will move to the end phase of the turn, where we resolve our Magnamute search. And I'll add Drew Worm. So this card this is the end board. We started with 2 cards in hand, or we used 2 cards to combo, and we start with 5 cards in hand. So therefore we have 3 random cards from our original starting hand. And then we have a 3 negate Savage and Borrelend on board with a Drew Worm in hand. So we have Omni negate, Monster negate, DD Crow. Our ending hand would look something like this, you know, you probably have a bunch of hand traps in hand just because otherwise you would discard them as extenders. Yeah, and this is strong too because you have regain to trigger on the opponent's turn. Yeah, that's the first combo. Next combo I will show will end on Seal IP. And while this combo I would say is stronger game 1, Seal IP is very strong games 2 and 3, like post side deck. And I'll explain why at the end of the combo. It has to do with interruptions and playing around blowout cards like Dark Ruler. So we'll start with the same 2 cards. We'll start with Seyfert and Tracer. So normal summon Seyfert, activate the effect, discard Tracer, search for White Dragon Wyverburster. So the start of this combo is going to be fairly similar. Link off Seyfert, summon Striker, Striker effect, search for Boot Sector Launch. Banish Rokket Tracer, summon White Dragon Wyverburster. Link Wyverburster and Striker Dragon into Romulus. Romulus chain 1, Wyverburster chain 2. Add Dragon Ravine, add Black Dragon. Next we'll activate Dragon Ravine and use the effect discarding Boot Sector Launch to send Bystial Lubellion from our deck to the grave. Now we'll use Seyfert effect, banishing itself, to add Bystial Lubellion to her hand. Next we'll use Lubellion's effect, discarding itself, search for Magnamute. Now we'll use Magnamute's effect to summon itself by banishing Striker Dragon. Magnamute's effect to search in the end phase. Tribute Magnamute, summon Lubellion, activate the effect of Lubellion to activate Branded Regain from our deck. So this is pretty similar to the first combo, same sequence of events, generate advantage, and then we'll summon Black Dragon by banishing White Dragon. Regain effect, put White Dragon to the bottom of the deck. Draw 1 random card, and then link off Black Dragon for Fisty. Black Dragon effect, add White Dragon to her hand. So this is just standard Bystial Dragon Link combo up to this point, like standard Seyfert Bystial Dragon Link, you know, generating advantage. Next, we'll link off these 2. For Triple Burst, activate Fisty to get back to our Rokket Tracer. Now, in the previous combo, we used Tracer, Pop Ravine, but that would Dark Lock us, so we have to link off Triple Burst and Fisty if we want to end on Seal. Now, we can use Tracer effect, Popping Ravine. We'll summon Rocket Recharger from deck. Keep a note right here. We have the option to make Borreload Savage equipped with a 3 material Triple Burst. In certain matchups, that will be preferable to IP, especially games 2 and 3. And in that case, if you're wanting to end on Borreload Savage right here instead of IP, you should instead activate Branded Beast off of Lubellion. You'll end with like 2 less cards in hand, but the Branded Beast interruptions like pretty essential with the Savage. But we'll link off these 2 for IP. And now we'll go to the end phase of the turn. We'll resolve Bystial Magnamute's effect to search. And we'll search for Drewworm. So again, we started with 2 cards, Starleige Seyfert and Rokket Tracer. We end with 3 cards in hand, 1 random draw, White Dragon Wyverburster, and Bystial Drewworm. And then we also have a 5-card starting hand. We only use 2 of those cards, so therefore we'll have 3 random cards in hand. So we end with Seals, IP, Regained, and 6 cards in hand. Your ending hand would probably look something like this. when you draw multiple hand traps in Dragon Link and you don't want to discard them to resolve like combo effects, this is how you generate a 6-card hand advantage while also making a strong end board. What makes this end board so strong, especially games 2 and 3, is it plays around blowout cards because you maintain hand advantage and you still have varied disruption points between Hieratic Seals IP on board with Drew Worm and hand traps in hand. And then you have Seal's Graveyard effect to summon out Dragon from your deck, which can then search another interruption. So what makes this sequence so powerful, so games 2 and 3, it's better against Dark Ruler. You know, if you had on like Borrelend Savage, Borrelend, and your opponent Dark Rulers you're just out of luck. This, you have a lot of interruption points. So I'll show you an example. So on your opponent's turn, you use Seal's effect to bounce, Seal bounce, and then you use Seal's Graveyard effect. Now here you can summon many cards. You can summon something like Absor Router, you can summon Knock Division, but what I want to do is I want to summon Brotor. When I summon a Brotor, I want to activate the effect, discarding Wyvern Burster, targeting yourself to search for Bystial Dragon. You want to add Saronir here because Regained will summon back Magnamute from your graveyard as soon as your opponent normal summons. So with this, we'll be summoning all 3 Bystial names on your opponent's turn, which is insane. Like right here, you have double Bystial against any tier player, plus 4 cards in hand and a bounce. It's insane. This end board is phenomenal. But basically you add this, and then you have your opponent normal special summons. You can trigger Regained, activate Regained, summon Magnamute, activate Magnamute's effect. So that's follow-up. Then you have Saronir, activate Saronir. You can either use this as a disruption or an extender. You know, banish Pisty, summon itself, Regained effect, put Pisty back, follow-up, draw 1 random card. This, I guess, yeah. Draw 1 more card. And then you can use Drew Worm effect, banish an opponent's card, or you can just banish, you know, for the sake of this combo, I'll just show you banishing your own stuff. Banish. And then you have IP effect. So right now, keep in mind this was Seal IP, and now we have 5 cards on board with IP. So IP has 3 options to go into right now. You can either use IP effect to link off Drew Worm, 2, 3, Brotor 4, Saronir 5. Link off these 5 into Borrelend, and IP's effect will trigger the Drew Worm you searched off Magnamute. So IP acts as a disruption by sending, in this instance, through Drew Worm's effect. And then you have Borrelend with the live effect we summoned on the opponent's turn, which can bring out Tracer or Recharger. Another sequence, instead of summoning Borrelend, you know, let's put these guys back. Instead of summoning Borrelend, you can use IP's effect and go 2, 3, 4, 5. So once again, using 4 cards, and instead summoning 4 counter Appaloosa, protected by IP. So keep in mind we had Seal's bounce, double Bystial in hand, which is 2 banishes, and now we have a 4 material Appaloosa protected by IP, along with any other hand traps we have in hand, which is absolutely ridiculous. Another interaction point, this, and one final option I want to mention here, because I know specifically in the Bystial Dragon Link decks that are being built right now that run like, you know, 15 hand traps, like 15 to 18 hand traps, and play around the control variant, you can use IP effect to summon, you know, 2, 3, 4, use these 4, and an opponent's monster to summon Goddess. And this will trigger your Drew Worm to send an opponent's card. You'll make a Goddess, which blanks the field. Goddess is an interruption of its own because it can negate a special summon from the graveyard, but it also will be sending an opponent's monster as link material and is protected by IP. Very strong interaction here. And basically that's what makes the Seals IP board so powerful. Games 2 and 3, because it doesn't lose to like one dark ruler, one evenly matched, one anything. It's a very solid game state where your opponent will have side deck cards, and you will too. One other thing I wanted to mention is from the Seal IP state, games 2 and 3, what Seal can do, tribute itself to summon Kawaki Mirror Draco. In this instance, games 2, you'll side in Draco against light and dark decks, so think Tearlament and Sprite, because Draco prevents the special summon of light and dark monsters. So Seal can tag out into Draco, making it an interruption of its own. One thing I want to mention with this is if you're siding in Kawaki Mirror Draco and you're doing the Seal IP board, what you want to do instead of making IP is make Savage. And Savage will protect your Draco. But also, not only do you need to make Savage, you need to activate Branded Beast. You need to use Branded Beast instead of Regained. So the overall sequence with Kawaki Mirror Draco, your board would look something like this. You would end with Savage on board, with this, and this. So this is what it would look like. And you would use Seal's effect to bounce the opponent's normal summon. So they normal summon, you bounce it. And then you use Seal's Grave effect. Well, you use Seals to bounce the normal summon. Chain the Drew Worm you added in hand. By banishing, you can just banish this. It doesn't really matter what you banish. You can banish any of your cards. Summon itself. And then you can use Seal's effect in Graveyard to special summon Kawaki Mirror Draco. Now you have Branded Beast live with Drew Worm on field, which when you tribute this, you'll get a pop and you'll trigger Drew Worm's effect to send. You have Borreload Savage protecting against Omni Negates, and then you'll have, your opponent will have wasted their normal summon because you have the Seals bounce. So this end board, especially games 2 and 3, very strong against disruptions, and you have 5 cards in hand as follow up. So I figured I'd just explain how I'm playing Dragon Link right now. Let me know your thoughts. Yes, you can use like 3 to 4 card combos and end with a ton of disruptions, but this is how I like to play this format. You need to control and you need to maintain card advantage by playing around blowout cards. Thanks for watching.